Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Twist Gaming. We are here live from Origins 2019, and I have my next very special guests on the show.
Double.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking some time
Thanks.
from today. Oh, it's all going downhill from here.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Take two.
much for taking time to come and hang out with me today. I know the convention is very busy. You guys have a lot going on, and it means a lot that you've taken some time out to come hang out with me.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
So, as you guys know, I'm Ann, and I will let my guests introduce themselves.
All right. I'm Kurt from Smirk Dagger Games. How you doing?
I'm Nick from Cardboard Reality Gaming Podcast.
Very
Nice.
cool. We roped in a lot more media personalities to come and help me out because, as you can see, I'm having trouble talking, and we still want quality content, so we've conned other people to do my job for me.
Well done. Well done.
So, Kurt,
Yeah.
what toys have you brought for me today?
So I've got two.
Yeah.
The first is actually a preview of what's coming in August for Gen Con.
Okay.
So this is the first print of the game. So we have it here. We're going to be doing demos of it on the floor.
Okay.
But it's pretty exciting, and it hasn't gotten a lot of talk because I didn't have art until very late in the process.
Ooh.
So this is really kind of a first look, which is fun. This is the Menace Among Us.
Okay.
The Menace Among Us is a semi-co-op hidden role game,
Ooh.
which is kind of sci-fi in theme. And if you think about it, it's a little bit like, say, Battlestar Galactica in 40 minutes with cards.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, just for the vibe of what the game is like. And it's really focused more on, like, how you play rather than how you behave. So it's less like a werewolf,
Okay.
more like a
So maybe
Dead of Winter.
more strategy and less like meta
Yeah,
mind games?
that's exactly it. Yeah,
Okay.
not that it doesn't have a little bit of
Sure.
that, but yeah. So thematically, what's happening is we're on a starship and it is in trouble.
Okay.
So the engines are dead; they have zero
Let's
energy.
let's get some little board game magic going on over
Oh,
here.
board game magic! I like it. I like
Oh.
this. Yeah. Okay. So the energy is at zero. Engines are dead. And there's only so much oxygen on board. So as a loyal crew member, what you're trying to do is you're trying to bring the energy up to 100
Okay.
without suffocating.
I feel like I bring the energy to 100 wherever I go, Kurt.
Yeah, you do. But can you do it without choking to death with
Nope.
no air? That's the trick of
That's
this.
tough.
So this is a game that features shuffle-built custom decks.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is everyone will at random choose an agenda.
Okay.
Now, the agenda, well, I'll put it back down here. The agenda comes with 13 pre-assigned cards specific to that agenda. And every
Okay.
single agenda has different cards, so, you know, it's completely unique.
Okay.
It's also now going to tell you, yes, you are a loyal crew member.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
see
oh,
that.
You got
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Oh, I see. You got the little, sexy kind of.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Wow.
So, as you can see up in the top corner, like I'm a crew. That means I'm a good guy. Therefore, my mission, that top little bar there, is I win if we hit the energy goal. We save the ship. However, I also have a personal goal,
So that's-
and some of them are a little counter-purposed. For example, the Vengeant here, they have to actually see someone die on board. Now, that could be an awful Menace player, but it doesn't necessarily have to be in order for me to win. Now, at the bottom shows you all the different cards that are going to come with it, but now that I know my mission, now I get to select a character that I think is going to best allow me to do that.
Okay, so it's not both. It's not like double blind. You're not getting both at random.
Correct.
Okay.
No, you're choosing your character, and you're choosing for very specific reasons. So
Okay.
let's put the captain out there. She might disappear because she's green, but let's find
Yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, terribly.
That was-
okay. That's sad. Okay, but the important part is at the bottom of that card, you can see that it adds 7 new cards to your deck. So you're shuffle building that with the ones you got from your agenda, and that is your personal deck.
Interesting.
With 18 different
So we're
characters and 10 different agendas, there's a lot of different things that you'll have as you play, you know, time and time again. The other thing is it's got 2 different above deck actions, which are the special abilities for that character.
Okay.
So our captain has the ability to cancel one of the cards played, or just shoot someone in the face.
Okay.
Particularly helpful when you're the Vengeant and you need to see someone die.
With lasers, obviously.
With lasers. Lasers. So, all right, let's pull the captain out there. Now, the other thing is that you could, in fact, be a horrible, terrible Menace player.
That face. Look at that
Yeah,
face.
look at him. You don't want to be that guy.
See-through is green. Just.
Yeah. So, the Menace player is obviously trying to destroy the ship, and as such, their 13 cards are all terrible, terrible things.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Menace player decides, when he chooses a crew member, just drop that on top of there.
Sure.
Okay, he has chosen the Doctor. Why? Well, one reason might be that this character has a lot of really good cards, and since he has absolutely garbage,
Okay.
it means that he might be able to like sneak in a couple good cards, look good doing it, that kind of thing. And he's got some cool abilities. For example, First Aid. Now, First Aid, I can actually heal someone of a wound. That's pretty important because it only takes 2 wounds to actually kill somebody. So, I can look like a really helpful crew member by offering to heal you. But as a Menace player, what I care about is that costs 2 air to do. And I'm trying to suffocate the entire crew. So, a lot of the things that happen in this game have this dual nature. So you kind of always are guessing, well, wait a second, did you do that to be helpful, or is there something else going on? Or, like, you're a loyal crew, but you're looking a little shady. Well, oh, maybe it's your personal goal.
Yeah.
And you just never quite know until the string of evidence really starts suggesting that, yeah, you are an absolutely terrible person.
So I see that plays 4 to 8. Is there potentially more than 1 Menace player at the higher player count?
That is correct. At lower player counts, there is 1 Menace.
Okay.
Then there are 2 Menaces, and at 7 and 8 players, there's also a Coward. Now, the Coward is a flip-flopper. So he starts as loyal crew. As soon as the first Menace pops up, shifts completely. He becomes a Menace. And if both Menace players are killed, he's got to win with the crew. He just wants to survive. That's all he cares about.
This looks like a good way to live. This looks like a great way to live.
It's kind of like Dr. Smith. Yeah.
Love
it. Now at some point, someone's going to say, all right, I absolutely suspect you. Remember that play he did, blah, 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 right? So we start gaining evidence on people, and at some point, we can debate all we want who seems suspicious. But as soon as someone grabs the voting pistol, you like the name?
I love
voting pistol. At that point,
and does this have to happen on your turn?
No. Well, it happens. It happens during the accusation phase.
Okay.
So after everything has been revealed, because what's going to happen is you're either going to play cards, or you're going to draw cards, or activate your ability. And after everyone has done their action, we resolve it all, and then it's accusation phase based on what's going on.
Okay.
Once somebody picks up the pistol, the time for discussion is done. There is going to be a vote. So at that point, it becomes all right, 3, 2, 1, point to whoever you think is the Menace. If the most fingers are pointed towards you, you've got to reveal your agenda. The problem is, you cannot do that willy-nilly.
Okay.
Because if you, in fact, have suspected a good and loyal crew member because of something somewhat shady they seem to have done, well, first of all, you lose their now helpful abilities because you've just sealed them below decks.
Okay.
The other problem is that you lose 3 air.
For a wrong accusation.
For a wrong accusation. And usually when that happens, you're already down to this.
Because you've already spent time trying to figure it out.
Right. So now you lose 3 air for a wrong guess, and you're like, whoa. We are getting dangerously close to all dying.
Right.
And the Menace players are saying, yeah, you did. In fact, you can even, in this game, there is player elimination, but usually, again, it's down towards the end of the game.
Okay.
If you are eliminated, you can still win if your mission is fulfilled.
Okay.
Your personal mission or the main mission?
Both.
Okay.
Or actually, it depends on game mode. I did put like an easy mode, so like it's just like we're doing team goals only.
Yeah.
But the game is really both.
Okay.
And but yeah, so long as you fulfill your goal, it doesn't matter whether you live or die. You can win.
Okay.
But this is just—it's an amazing game. It's really chewy. When you're the Menace player, you have to be actively trying to do terrible things quickly and being determined at it. And there is, however, one of the things that we discovered when we were first developing the game was it was possible to choke down the card count and then identify, oh, you did play that card. And that cannot happen in this game because of the onboard emergency maintenance assistant.
Okay.
Now, if insufficient crew plays cards face down, representing you going below decks to make repairs, Emma kicks in, knowing that there's insufficient crew, and starts adding cards to the thing so you get to a minimum threshold, which is half the players.
Okay.
The problem is that Emma has also been compromised. She has one horrible card of every type. Therefore, there's always the plausible deniability. Oh, that was
the card that Emma
was
gave
not
me?
No, that must have come from Emma. So
makes sense.
Yeah,
so that helps with the card counting and
yes, and then you start saying, well, wait a second, yeah, but that's straining a little the believability now that it's third time we feel like something shady happened when you were playing. So yeah, this is the game right now that is like the #1 game I'm requested. Like when I walk in, they're like, "Did you bring the prototype?" At my local game store, and the staff has been asking like, "Can actually you stay late when we close to because we're bringing people who are not actually on shift. If you say yes, they're coming into play." I'm like, that bodes really well.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I'm really excited about it. It's a big game. It's got a giant box, but a lot of that's for organization inside.
Sure.
But there are over 300 cards, and it's going to be only $40.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's 40 to 60 minutes, 4 to 8 players, and it's a blast. So
that's fantastic.
Especially with Battlestar Galactica being this 3-hour long commitment. I feel like this seems like it strikes a really good chord, and you're playing that within that 60-minute time frame.
That's exactly.
But it's still a media experience. It's not just a bare bones kind of secret Hitler hidden movement.
Correct.
Yeah.
And actually, I love those games.
Oh, I do too.
But there are a lot of that type, and this is more gamery a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I absolutely dig it.
And this is coming out in August?
This will be August. We'll have it at Gen Con for sure. And then local stores will have it probably another week or two after that.
That's very exciting.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
So I think we have 2 seconds.
We have 2 seconds left.
To flip over to the other thing that you brought to show?
Oh. Do I have 2 seconds to talk about it?
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to be.
No, I don't.
2 seconds.
2 seconds, 2 minutes, two. Ready? Let's see if I can do this. I went the wrong way every time.
Tell you what, I'm just going to shove all this over out of the way. How about that?
That works too.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's kind of cheatery over here. Yeah.
Look at that.
Gotta get the rope in there.
Look.
Rope's very important.
La la la. Oh, look, it's even got a name. Shobu.
Names
all
are
right.
important.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, so Shobu, and I know you've come down and played.
I have, I demoed it. That was the first thing I did. When I got into the exhibit hall, this was the game that I was most excited to look at.
Yay.
The demo went well, bought it, and I have played it twice since. I'm really, really fascinated by it.
What hooked you in?
My favorite game is Go. I also really like Tak and Hive and Yench. So any sort of abstract, bare bones game like this that's it's simple to teach but deep, and there's a lot of replayability here. So I think that's really hooked me in. It's also obviously very attractive walking past it.
Yeah.
But I think halfway through the game, it really starts clicking on how deep the game really can be.
You're right. Yeah. One of the nice things. Well, and actually, so
go through what
dear viewer.
This is how the game works.
So Shobu is obviously it's an abstract strategy. It's 2 players. But you're playing on all 4 boards at the exact same time.
Okay.
So one player is all the white stones, and my opponent, you out there, You're all the dark stones. This rope is really just kind of reminding you that when you start your turn, it's got to be on your side of the rope.
Yep.
So either of these two boards. The object is simply to remove your opponent's stones from just one of the boards by shoving them off the edges.
Okay.
And your move is in two parts. So every time it's your turn, you're going to take two moves. One is a setup move, and the other one is an aggressive move where you can actually shove stones.
Okay.
You can't do that on the first.
Okay.
So it's 1 or 2 in any direction that is unblocked.
Okay.
Then your aggressive move has to be on the opposite color board. So now either of these light boards are now available, and it has to match the exact same direction and number of spaces. So it could be here, or could be out there. So we'll flash forward past Black's turn. He's going to do this cool thing. Awesome. Now we can see the fun part. So now, passive, 1, 2 forward. Aggressive, on the light sideboard, 2 forward. 1, 2, remove a stone.
Gotcha.
So now they're saying, oh, okay, well, I could now take a look and say, well, here's a target. If I want to knock this stone off, I now need to look at my opposite color starting board and go one diagonal, which they have that move available. So off it goes. The only thing you can't do is you can't block. You can't push a double stone.
Okay.
So that is a blocking maneuver. But to your point, this is a game where you can. I mean, that was all the rules there are. So you can learn it as quickly as like checkers. But halfway through, your brain melts and you're like, oh no, this is three-dimensional chess. Because you have to start thinking in multi-dimensional space.
Right.
Because of problems like this. You're going to lose a lot of stones during the game. That's perfectly fine. You just can't lose your last one on a given board. So let's just set this up as a potential. All right. This is the state of the board. I will win if I can knock that stone off the edge of that board.
Okay.
But because of the way I've played, on this board, my starting board, I no longer have a move
to do that.
That's 2 in that direction. So I'm locked out. Therefore, I'm going to have to rebalance my board so I can make that move.
Yep.
So, for example, I might have to go here to pull this one out there. Now, on my next turn, assuming you haven't now countered and done some other interesting things, now I'd be able to attack you there.
While also like trying to make sure that white only has 1 stone now. You don't want black to be able to knock you off because then black would win. So
Exactly
you're trying to play like a weird defensive game on one board. Or like I feel like you're trying to be aggressive on one board while trying to play defense on other boards and set up for that board.
Yeah.
And I've only played it 3 times, so I'm definitely not a master. But like I've been going for the strategy of just knock off as many stones as I can on one board as fast as I can.
So a good strategy, and then you have to then switch strategies because often you'll get too locked down, and you'll have to say, okay, as I keep them running, I'm now going to start eliminating stones on other boards.
Sure.
So that you get like the double jeopardy. So you've got 1 stone left on each board, and you're like trying, okay, can I now wrangle a way to knock at least one of those out? So
awesome.
Well,
gentlemen, thank you so much for taking some time to hang out with me.
That's it. I'm getting the boot. We're done. I mean, that's fine.
Bye, Kurt. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, pleasure.
Pull at the door, hit you on the ass on the way out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you very much for coming to show me the games. Make sure that you are, where are they finding out information about both Smirk and Dagger and Smirk and Laughter and which games you have coming up?
Yeah, just smirkanddagger.com, or you can find us on Facebook as well. It's just Smirk and Dagger. So.
Fantastic. And I mean, if you like those kinds of backstabby games, the man with the best name in the business definitely has tons of them for you. And also, just to remind everybody about the other product line, Smirk and Laughter, which is a lot more, I'm going to say family friendly, but that's not really.
Well, Shobu is actually Smirk and Laughter.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah.
So all different kinds of games. And where can we find out more about Cardboard Reality?
CardboardRealityPodcast.com is a good place to start. You can also find us over on Libsyn, Facebook, Twitter. And we cover abstract games, 18xx, heavy Euros, and basically whatever else we're interested in, but that tends to be our niche. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out our podcast.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Thank you very much, Dylan, for coming on.
Thanks
and
for
stay
having us.
tuned for more live coverage from Origins coming right up.
Thanks.